Trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Wednesday, July 5th, 2017. And here are some of today's trends in the news. On the market front, all across the board, from Asia to Europe to the USA, just kind of flat. Dow down a little bit, but boy, Texas took a dive. That's West Texas, that is, along with crude, down 4%. Big hit. Matter of fact, such a big hit, oil was on its biggest rise since 2012, but that reversed in one day. And as you well know, we've been saying this is where oil's going. It's where it is, not much higher, maybe a little lower, because there's too much supply and not enough demand. New data just came out. The Saudis are pumping more. The Russians says they're not going to cut back anymore. Libya is producing more drilling everywhere. So, although rig count went down too last week, that doesn't mean anything. So it's a supply and demand issue. We've been on top of it. Here's what we've been saying over and over again. So that's it. We're looking now, probably we stay with our estimate that oil is going to range between $40 and $60 a barrel. So again, we're in this range of trading in oil, and we don't see it going much further up or down at this point. So oil's in the range that it is, and we keep saying this is the range where it's going to stay, unless there's more wild things happening in the Middle East, then it'll go up. Actually, OPEC in June put out 1.9 million barrels than it did a day than it did a year ago. And remember, the whole cutback in OPEC and non-OPEC members was 1.8 million barrels. So you can see where oil's going down. More supply than demand. Alternative energy is taking a bigger share of it, and liquefied natural gas. And remember, Trump wants to do that more coal, but as we pointed out, there's been over 350 coal burning plants closing over the last 5 years in the USA. So there's where oil's going. As for the Dow, it's quiet here in the States. People are still in that vacation state of mind. Not a lot going on, low volume. Oh, the Fed minutes are coming out, They're going to begin getting rid of some of that $4.5 trillion worth of dough they dumped into the market, so a little hesitant on that. And now the bet is they're going to raise interest rates in December. That's the bet. So they're also going to start unwinding their balance sheet, they suggest around November or December. And also, some economic news came out today. Not good. Factory orders fell 0.8% in May. And of course, everybody's waiting until Friday to see what the job numbers are. So here we are in an economy that's a Trump economy equals an Obama economy. No, not the 3 or 4% growth, but more like 2.1% growth. And gold went up a little bit because they're sending off more missiles over there in South Korea. Remember, only the United States and its friends are allowed to shoot off missiles and do all the kind of patrolling they want around other foreign countries, but foreign countries aren't supposed to show any strength back. So that's driving up gold prices a little bit, but only temporarily. A lot of news over the weekend since we've been away. And I want to put it all together in a globalnomic fashion. So from the Financial Times this past weekend, global bond rout spills into stocks amid fears over end-to-easy money. So let's put this all in perspective. The only reason the markets have gone up is because of easy money. Yeah. The global sell-off in the bond market spread to equities yesterday amid fears that the post-crisis era of easy money from the world's largest central banks was coming to an end. And then we heard from the Bank of England, the Bank of Canada, and the Bank of the USA, and the ECB over there in Europe, saying that it looks like interest rates are going to move up. But easy money did nothing to help the average person. You look at the numbers of the global economy's growth, it stinks. Europe, the United States, and the West, it's terrible. And it's only juiced the markets and made the rich richer. Again, Wall Street Journal, weekend edition. Global stocks capped strong first half. Investors attributed the rally's breadth to the strengthening of corporate earnings, improving economies, and continued support from central banks. Central banksters. You remember them? Yeah. Jesus chasing the money changers out of the temple. Nothing's changed. And he got violent, had a whip. Global bond sell-off intensifies. Government bonds prices fell for the third consecutive day as the gauge of economic confidence in the Eurozone reached its highest level since 2007, adding investors' concerns that central banks in the developed world will pivot to less accommodative money policy. Accommodative money policy. Giving the dough to the very big, making them multinationals, global nationals, universal nationals, and robbing we the little people in doing it, as you can get a job in Slavelandia, earning $62.50 a week, and a hernia from lifting them boxes over there to go get shipped. The toilet paper of record, the New York Times. Alarm over end to ready money prompts a sell-off. This is in Friday's paper. Fears that the central bank would unwind years of easy money policies rattled global markets on Thursday, prompting a sharp sell-off, blah, 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 blah. Now with the markets on a perpetual sugar high from such stimulus, central bankers have become more forthright in signaling interest rate increases. Look at the disgusting people they are. They would never call this out when it was going on. One little slimy little lowlife after another. Who are they today? Well, let's get their names, folks. Landon Thomas Jr. Yeah, Junior. Here, Junior. You little cowards. You never called a fraud what it was when it was going on. And now you're all shooting your mouth off and took shots at people like me for calling the fraud the fraud. Oh, don't get angry, Celente. Hey, again, if Jesus could pick up that whip and be violent against the money changers, I could be angry. Who else here? Min Zhang and Christopher Whittle. Wall Street Journal. One after another, calling them out after it's too late. Robin Wigglesworth and Joe Renison of the Financial Times. Where were you people? Where were you cowards? That's all this market is. One big fraud, and you are Presstitutes. You get paid to put out. Men and women. Got to be gender equal. And what else do we have here? On to some of the economic news. And staying with oil, or Earl, as we used to say in the Bronx, brief bounce in oil prices won't lift economy for long. And it goes on to say over here that, very important, gross domestic product, remember, it grew only 1.4% in the last quarter, while investment in capital equipment, new plants and the like increased 10.4%. Absent that gain, the GDP would have grown only 0.2%. Now remember, we're looking globalnomically at oil's reflection in the markets and how it helped raise the markets that as much as it did. The jump in capital spending, the largest in 5 years, suggests companies are finally shaking off some of their caution. In truth, most of the spending was from energy companies ramping up drilling after oil prices recovered. Spending on energy-related equipment and structures such as oil wells counted for about 40% of the capital spending gains. So remember, without that increase, the GDP would have been almost flat. And household incomes continue to slide in the UK, down 1.4%. But the markets keep going up and hitting new highs because they're screwing us, giving the dough to their friends. That's right. The economic elite and the political nobility. Hey, let's look at some more of the political nobility. Remember we had pictures last week of that little boy Macron with the bad attitude over there in France. Yeah, now he's over there in the palace. Look at this little freak show. Look at the costumes. Happy Halloween, everybody. Here you are. All these guys dressed up in military drag and saluting. And you know what they're saluting? More troops to Mali. More troops. That's right, folks, as he takes more rights away from you. And look what it costs to put on a freak show like this. Everybody's saluting. Oh, we had a real freak weekend over here with the Blob Christie over there in New Jersey. Closed down the Jersey Shore, one of the best things about Jersey. During the holiday weekend, as Blimp Boy over there and his family at the governor's retreat had the whole beach to themselves. It's a neo-feudal society, and boy, do those cops get rough with everybody. Get off the beach. The beaches are closed. We got a problem with the government. Get off the beaches. Fat boy got to take over the beaches. Clean them out, man, because that fat cat's spreading out all over the place. Needs the room. A beached whale. That's all it is. It's a neo-feudal society from France to Jersey. And everybody salutes. Boy, don't forget to bow down. Moving on. About bowing down. UK and talking about, hey, not doing too good on the financial front, you little people. UK warns Fox takeover of Sky likely to give Murdoch's too much media clout. You know what that is.
Warning, warning, bullshit alert.
How much more clout can they get? They're running the show. 6 companies here in the USSA control 90% of the media. And what a freak show it is. You should have seen this last week, boy. Yep. Happy 4th of July. The fight for independence. It doesn't stop how low it goes. The anti-Russian propaganda in the United States does not stop. Not one fact that Russia had anything to do with hacking the DNC. Not one piece of hard evidence. But here we go. From the Wall Street Journal, Gerald F. Sieb. What a clown. Russian meddling in the American presidential election season, whatever form it may have taken, fits into a much longer tale. What do you mean, whatever form? What are you talking about? You're a journalist? You're a piece of crap. You're a prostitute. Whatever form. How about showing some facts? No, I know. You're going to repeat the propaganda that, quote, anonymous sources keep putting out. Yep. Free press, independence. What a joke. This is the tale of a systemic Russian effort to disrupt democratic and capitalistic systems internationally. Can you imagine this clown writing this? Oh, yeah, they invaded Libya. No, they invaded Syria. No, they're giving all the dough and the intelligence, the cluster bombs, the air refueling to Saudi Arabia so they could slaughter over 15,000 innocent Yemenis and turn the place into crap. No, they're in Somalia, bombs away. No, let's break up the Sudan. You jerk. What propaganda? And they print it. It doesn't stop over the weekend, last few days. In the New York Times, the editorials, Charles Blow. Blow, you got it, man. Blow job. Here it is, Charles Blow job. This is his New York Times editorial headlined, the hijacked American presidency. He goes on to say, we must always remember that although individual Americans made the choice to vote affirmatively for Trump or actively withhold their support from his opponent, those decisions were influenced in ways we cannot calculate, because you can't add up 1 and 1, Jack, by Russian interference in our election designed to privilege Mr. Trump. Blowhards on, Trump is in office, quote, because a foreign power hostile to our interests wanted him installed. This is the outright propaganda being spewed out by these prostitute little lowlifes. Show me some facts. Blow hard, or is it blow job? Because that's what you're doing. What else do we have here? We got Colbert King from the Washington Post. Quote, the Kremlin also had its reasons for wanting Trump in the White House. No American presidential candidate since Communist Party boss Gus Hall has ever enjoyed greater Moscow acceptance. The anti-Russian propaganda does not stop. I turned on CNN today. I couldn't watch a minute of it. The same BS lines. But you can see where all this is going. Watch again. Oil prices. We're going to do a quick globalnomic here. Natural gas prices. Deals being made with Total and Iran for more exploration and development of natural gas, which they share with Qatar, which the Arab League, head by Saudi Arabia, wants to cut out Qatar for its relationship with Iran. Remember the numbers I gave you. The Saudis are pumping out more production, as are other OPEC members. There's pressure on oil prices. There's pressure on natural gas prices. You know what Qatar and Iran are? Start wars with them. Start war in the Middle East. Yeah. You can't beat them? Kill them. It's the bottom line. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news.